I've been at that apartment for 12 years. I've been through, that was the third landlord I've had. And so she was brand new. Like I think she was just there for a year and I never even got to see her. But it's like she walked into my home with the annual inspections that you normally do, check appliances. But it seemed like more that she had an agenda, that she wanted me out because there was a lot of families that she was kicking out. And I thought I wouldn't have to worry about that. But as soon as she walked through my door, she wasn't even worried about the appliances that were working and fine. She was nitpicking at like my lifestyle. I just gave up. I want to try to do a hearing, but she couldn't even look at me. The whole time she didn't look at me once, so I knew she wasn't trying to help me, in that position to just kick me out, like didn't realize. And I was in a very dark place. I'm battling with her, trying to clean, still get to work and do everything. And I try to ask her, like, please just give me a chance, like I'm really going through a lot right now. I was asking for help, but they didn't look at me like a person. They were just like, we need you out, you need to go. And that hurt. I was working really hard and they didn't hear me when I was asking for help, and it hurt. I didn't know I was pregnant that whole time too. That whole time when I was moving my kids out in like dead middle of winter, and I had this small little Durango, and I was already cramming my kids in there as it is, but to pack what we can and leave everything behind, I was so, just leave everything. I worked hard for that, I probably was living in hotels for a few months until Family Problems calls me, and I was desperate. I was like right there. I was at my wit's end. I had my kids all in a little room, and like hotel stays. Like I can't believe how I stretched pennies to pay that, keep gas in my car, keep my job, keep them in school. And so I was about to give up. I seriously was. I was done. It was in the middle of winter. And then they called me, and it was the best news ever. And I got to meet them, and I was like, whatever, they were telling me there's rules and everything. And I was like, of course, that's expected, whatever you want me to do, I'll do it. And so that's how it came to be when I first walked into Family Promises doors. When I first left her my information, I was a single mom of, 6 kids. And then I just found out I was pregnant, 5 months pregnant. And she's like, hey, we have room for you. So I just want to, just get ready and we'll figure things out. And I was like, I just found out I'm pregnant too. And she's like, okay, well, congrats. I honestly thought I was going to get like something negative or judgmental, or it was nothing like that. I was surprised, just all welcoming. I was like, okay, well, guess what? We'll take care of that baby too when when your baby comes. Because of the shelter program, we had to move, like I work, so I have our daily routine where I get all my kids to 4 different places, 3 different schools and a daycare. And then I get to work, and then I work a full day, 40-hour week. And then when I get off, then I have to gather us all back together. And then we go meet the families and churches that were feeding us. And so it was kind of like a lot of work, but it was worth it because we had a warm place to stay that night. As soon as she said we're going to have an apartment, then we wouldn't have to run around. We can just go home, and I can cook us some warm meals that I've missed doing. I love cooking. And it was just a relief. It was just more stability and less stress. And we just kind of got comfortable finally, instead of feeling like we're in survival mode every day. And it was like home. It feels good. The things a lot of people take for granted. It feels good to finally have that again. I would have my kids still with me. I don't think I would have had my job. I wouldn't be where I'm at. I really wouldn't. just when people need help and they don't get that foundation, it's hopeless for a lot of people on the streets and they give up, you know, but they were that rock, that foundation that I had that never failed us. I'm so grateful. Because of the savings program, it was kind of frustrating. It's like I worked so hard and I can't just splurge on this money. I have money, but I can't do what I want, But I noticed like how much I needed that self-discipline with my money, because that Durango gave up on me. Having that savings and not knowing something bad will happen, but you'll always have that there. So that's something that dawned on me that wasn't taught to me, but I realized that it really does help. I love how welcoming they are. I don't feel like I'm being judged or there's an agenda against me where I have to survive and fight and stand my ground. I feel safe. Everything's positive. When I'm in survival mode, I think the worst. I'm gonna expect the worst, and I gotta be ready for that. But they think from another view that I'm not used to, and it's nice to think more positive, and I'm learning that way. But oh my gosh, holidays, it was just another day for me. It was nothing special for me, but they made it special, and then I want to carry that, because the joy my kids see when they get baskets and gifts and new things, I never had that, and I never thought it would be anything, but to see the joy in my kids, I want to carry that. It's amazing to be a part of that and receive that and not feel like I owe or I'm in debt, Having a promise, maybe strangers at first, but they can be family if you let them in. You can trust them. You work hard and you'll see what's at the end from all the savings, all the goals, all of that. And it's unbelievable. I want them to be successful. I'm going to invest what I can for them, but at the same time, we need that stable home and everything, So I feel like owning a home is that rock they can always come to if something happens. Save up for when I'm ready to buy a house, the pay downs and all that. I shop for whichever loan benefits me better. Just really anxious right now. If it goes one way or the other, I know I'll be fine. Because Michelle's, she's dependable, So, and then I like how she can prepare me for a lot of things that can go either way. So I think more positive on it though, instead of thinking the worst and the world is falling apart. That's what I was used to. So sometimes she has to sit me down and tell me to breathe.